Teachers have to go through so much. They have to put so much time and effort into so many different students. They've got to understand what each student needs and how they can sort of better a student's life, essentially.
There's one moment that's always stood out for me personally. I was about 12 years old and I was going through a really hard moment at home. You know, I think everyone goes through hard moments in their life, and at that point of time I didn't want to go to school, and I was convinced that school was the wrong trajectory for my life.
A very good teacher that has stuck with me was my physics teacher from high school, Dr. Barker, he was called, and we'd heard from the older children that he was quite a strict teacher. You know, he could say your name and that's it, you'd be shocked, oh my God, he knows me. Oh no, what have I done, am I in trouble?
I love school, loved all of my teachers, to be honest. But one of the memories that stuck up to me is with my maths teacher, Mr. Phillips. He encouraged me and worked alongside me to, you know, make sure that I passed my exams. I was always a big worrier when it came to exams.
Immediately my brain kind of goes to Mr. Crossan. He taught me sociology, I was in his class, and I used to always find that I would speak quite loud and I would tend to dominate the class discussions quite a lot, and sometimes he'd take me aside and he'd say, look, I know that you've got an opinion and you're articulate and you can express that opinion, but other people have a voice as well. And he really taught me to become very self-aware and understand that my voice isn't the only voice in the room, right?
As you grow and you become, you know, a young adult, you learn to respect your teachers and you understand that they're only there to do what's best for you. They want to teach you, they want to see you grow and achieve your best potential. So we'd found out from other teachers that he was retiring. He didn't tell us. The only reason he stayed on, he should have retired the year before. The only reason he stayed on was to take our class. He had no other classes in that final year. It was just us. So we felt really special when he said that. I think as young adults, it was the first time we'd ever seen a grown-up cry, and someone that you'd respect so much as well. You know, they've given their time to teach you. And he just sort of, his voice trembled a little bit and then he went quiet, and so we all just stood up and gave him a big round of applause.
A teacher that changed my life was Miss Murray Brown. She was my art teacher. She must have seen something in me, because she said, if you don't take art as your options, then I'm never going to forgive you. Oh, the pressure's on. I'd best take it, don't want to disappoint.
Having the ability to not make me feel like I was being told off, but to offer me criticism that was constructive and that allowed me to see where I fit in the classroom and in the world, really.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the impact the teacher has can really shape the future of a child. So if they take the time and if they really go out of their way to try and notice a child's personality or character and give them guidance and advice and ultimately empowerment to send them in the right direction, it can be really uplifting for a kid, I'd say. I mean, from my own experience, it certainly was that.
It became such an escape for me. Like, everything that I was failing at didn't matter anymore because I had art, and like roll on GCSEs and A-levels, and before I know it, it's pretty much all I do.
When you have things that you're struggling with and you're doubting your own capabilities, he was very much someone who pushed me to, you know, test myself and to stick at it to get the outcome that you want. So it's definitely something that I've, you know, learned in life and I try to apply just in my everyday, to not doubt and overthink.
That really kind of was the first ever time someone said, like, you can excel at this. And it's ended up being like my career now, doing designs for like Wakelet. So Miss Murray Brown did that.
One teacher that I did have, Mr. Capeless is his name, spoke to me and gave me this really great piece of advice. He said, you need to visualize where you want to get to in life and really have a clear idea or image in your head of the kind of life you want to get. And he encouraged me to dream big and be bold. And I think not only was that very inspiring in itself, but it also encouraged me to set out a number of steps or a route to get there if you want to get somewhere, you need to plan how to get there.
And at that moment, when I was most vulnerable and suffering, I got help from the most unexpected person, who was my teacher and my principal, who literally took it upon herself to come pick me up from home every single day, drive me to school, which by the way was a 45-minute drive every single day. Really take the time and effort to explain to me and to make me realize, that it's important, and to really embed in me very, very important values that I still carry over till this day. And I will for the rest of my life because of that moment.
I thank him for helping me start my journey of self-awareness and reflection on kind of who I am as a person and the way that I might come across to other people. And I'd shake his hand. I'll give him one of these now, and I'd say thank you. Thank you for everything.
I'm really grateful for him for that. More for the confidence that he gave me more than anything, and having that belief in me. But yeah.
So for me, that would be Mr. Rahman. He helped shape my future essentially, and I don't think that I would be here without him today. So if I could see him today, of course I'd make sure he was all right, and just say thank you so much for the time and effort and energy that you put into my learning, because it did make a huge difference.
Thank you, Dr. Barker. It was an absolute pleasure to be your student.
I will always be grateful for that. Yeah, I wouldn't be here if it was not for that.